So guys, today's topic is we'll see side-to-side VPN configuration between two FortiGate firewalls. Okay. So I'm going to build a topology. First of all, here I will wipe out all the configurations that we have done. Everything will be doing in a fresh way. And some modifications I'll be doing here. Okay. I don't want to create another topology because almost all our previous labs are done. New topology, it occupies more space. Okay, so this I'll modify. I don't need this router as of now. In another lab we'll use this router. I need one FortiGate firewall. FortiGate for two I'll take. And this will be my client 2. Okay, and here let it be two pieces, does not matter. Okay, guys, assume this is ISP in between the two sites. I have a Fortinet site and I have a Fortinet 2 site. Between these two sites, we have a private networks. Okay. So here I have a LAN subnet. Other site also I'll have a LAN subnet. So let me modify. Other site I'll take like 10.12.12.0/24. Okay. And here I have 10.11.11.0. So between these two firewalls, I'm going to create a side-to-side VPN, and I would encrypt the traffic for these two private networks while communicating over the ISP. That's basically our task. See, anyways, having a public IP on two sites makes the connectivity right, and we create a tunnel. So basically, here what I'm going to do, instead of adding any routing device in between, I'll take a IP address from a same subnet and I'll make a connectivity. So here I'm going to put .51 as an IP on the other side from the WAN subnet. So that will have a connectivity. Here just to represent, I made the icon like a internet, but it's a switch as of now. In a real-time scenario, there will be a connectivity between two public IPs, and that will be a responsibility of your configuration and the ISP. So once everything is fine, we can create the side-to-side VPN. Now here, the most important part, what you have to understand here is both the sites I have same vendor's firewall. In this case, I don't need to create a multiple configurations. Okay. I might have pre-configured templates. Now, what are those pre-configured templates? Like we configure phase one policy, phase two policy, all those stuff, like creating the a rule between two firewalls to allow a tunnel traffic. Those things I don't have to do it manually. Okay, since it's a Fortinet training, in this you will see how to configure it on both the sides between the Fortinet devices. But even I'll show you the option how do you configure it with a Cisco or non-Cisco devices as well. Okay. So let me start all these devices as of now. Okay. So two sites we have to make the connectivity. First thing we'll start with site one. Okay. So here we'll configure LAN WAN and we'll check the connectivity. Here on the Fortinet one, we'll give default route towards the 51. On 51, I'm like on this firewall, I'll give a default route towards the 50. Right. So we'll check this connectivity and all. We'll check the connectivity from the LAN to LAN interface, LAN to LAN interface. At least this basic configuration should be done first of all. So let's do this configuration. I'll just modify IP address and I'll copy and paste it. So let's take .253 on one of the device. So I'll come to FortiGate 1. I'll log in with the admin. Password, press enter. New password, capital A, small b, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Capital A, small b, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Done. So system interface. And I can see 253 configured here. So here I'm taking 253 as an IP. Okay. Here I forgot to connect the management zone. So just give me a minute. Connecting with the management. Okay. I'll get the console of this site. And here I'll configure IP address .254. Let me configure IP address in my adapter so that I can get connectivity to firewalls. Okay, login, capital A, small p, 1 2 3 4 5. Done. So I'll say so system interface. I must see 254 configured here. Yes, I'll come to my base PC and I'll ping 105.0.0.254. Okay, 253. 253 is reachable. Why not 254? 254 is not reachable. Guys, just give me a minute. Here, actually, ports are connected in a different way. So we just need to modify this. Uh, port 2 is correct only. Port 1 will be connected for management. Okay, not correct. Port 2 will connect for LAN. And port 3 will connect for WAN. Start all these devices now, finally. Okay, we started all these devices. Let this firewall come up. Yeah, we got the reachability. It's working fine. So let's configure LAN, WAN, all these interfaces on both the firewalls and define the gateway and all. I mean, like a route and all. Let's do that. So I'll take a GUI access. I'll say 105.0.0.253. And I'll say 105.254. So both the firewalls access, we got it. This is my 41. Change all this stuff. Time zone plus 530. Okay. Apply it. And we'll come to interfaces. Port 2 will configure it as a LAN. And we'll give a manual IP here. 10.11.11.10/24. Allow ping service only. Okay. And I'll say okay. And I'll configure WAN. This is my WAN. 172.16.3. Will configure 253/24. Oh, I forgot to enable ping service. And then come to, okay, LAN WAN is done. Let's come to okay. Network will come to a static route. We'll add a static route. I mean, I will add a default route towards the gateway as a 172.16.3. The other side IP address is 51. In a real time, you'll give a ISP provided gateway IP. In my case, adjust each other's as a gateway IP. Okay. So configured all this. I'll come to a LAN PC and check the connectivity. Check the connectivity with a LAN interface. And you can see we have a connectivity. Let's do that configuration on the FortiGate 2. Let's say we'll name it as 42. Okay, looks all good. Anything else? Nothing as of now. Apply it. And we'll go to interfaces. Port number
Sir,
2. Yeah.
here in our case, if we give WAN interface gateway as internet gateway, then what happens, sir? Why you are not given that one?
WAN interface as a gateway IP.
Yeah, like internet gateway, sir, like 172.16.3.54, 254.
Hey, that was a separate scenario. This is separate scenario. Okay. Here what I'm projecting
Okay.
is I have a separate IP. Okay. Let's say, for example, if you had a static IP, we are not going to have a dynamic IP, right? That
Okay.
scenario was different. This is different scenario. In the case of side-to-side VPN, when you want to create between the two firewalls, those two devices would be a AS device. But in that case, in a previous case, AS device between the public network was a router, not a firewall directly. Getting my point, right? What I'm saying.
Okay, sir. Yeah, got it. Okay.
Here, FortiGate firewall will be directly connected to a internet. So why will I come to that IP? Okay, so understand topology properly. Okay. I was in configuration. Okay. LAN IP 10.12.12.10/24. Ping service, allow it. Port number 3. WAN interface. IP address is .50. In the previous firewall, we have given 50 or 51. We had given 50 itself, right?
No, 51, sir.
51 was a gateway, not a IP, right? I guess. See here. 51 was a gateway given. Interface IP was 50 only. WAN port. Oh, ho, ho, ho. This was supposed to be 50. Okay. This is my WAN interface IP. This is my management. This is my LAN. Okay. Anyways, we modified it. And here we have given dot. Oh, what is happening? Dot 51 as an IP here. So WAN IP dot 51. This is my LAN IP. This is my management IP on the FortiGate 2 firewall. You guys can see this part here, FortiGate 2. So again, re-verify. Here it is 50. Here it is 51. On FortiGate 1, we have given a default route towards the 51 gateway IP. And here we'll give a default route towards 50. Okay, interface as a WAN. So this is what we have done. Now let's come to this client PC and configure IP address. Meanwhile, I'll come to a firewall and check the connectivity between these two firewalls. I'll also execute ping to 172.16.3.50. Okay, so guys, here I checked the connectivity between these firewalls. Also from this firewall, I had checked the connectivity here. I'm going to configure IP address here and I'll check a connectivity to a firewall. So this much connectivity is important to check. So coming to a client to PC. Okay, here I'll configure 10.12.12. Let's say 5 as an IP. Gateway, I'll give 10.12.12.10. And from here, I'll ping 10.12.12.10. And I have a connectivity. So this is the first priority, guys, that you should do before creating a site-to-site VPN. Now, once it is ready, you can see right now we don't have a policy also. And if I say IP config /all, you can see .5, 10.11.11.5. From here, if I should ping to 10.12.12.5, it's not pinging. It will not ping as of now, even after creating a, like it won't be encrypting the traffic because we haven't created the site-to-site VPN. So now it's time to create a site-to-site VPN. Now let's come here. I'll start with FortiGate 1. Login. See, for this, I have created a document also. You guys, if you want, you can follow that lab guide as well. I guess that I have already uploaded. See, this is a topology that we are working on right now. Okay. All the static routes, whatever we had done, is done currently. Okay. See, there are two modes of doing the VPN configuration here. Okay. Now here, if you go to settings, in the system, you'll go to settings. Inside the setting, you will see next generation firewall mode as a profile based or the policy based. Now that you have to choose. Now, what is this profile based and policy based? This you have to understand. Okay. So let's go to system, and in system will come for what is that? Settings. Inside the settings, you will see by default your firewall is in profile based. Now, what do you mean by profile based? That you have to understand here. Let's say if I want to create a site to site VPN, then what I'll do? See, always, first of all, I'm quoting it. Understand. Currently, by default, your firewall is in firewall based. Profile based. Your next generation firewall mode is profile based. In profile based, what it will happen? Let's see. We'll go to VPN. In a VPN, we'll go for IPsec wizard. In a IPsec wizard, you can see here, like I'll write a name here as a, uh, let's say this is my 41 and it's L2L, site to site, 41 L2L. This is name I gave for VPN. Here you can see template type. So you just need to select like it's a hub and spoke or remote access, right? Multi-site, site to site or remote access, what type of VPN it is. It's a site to site. Okay, site to site. No NAT between, or there is a NAT between. What it is, conditions. Currently no NAT in between. What's my remote device type? Is it FortiGate or Cisco? I said FortiGate, and I'll say next. What's my remote address? What's my remote IP, guys? What's my remote public IP? Tell me. What's my remote public IP? I mean, like WAN interface IP address of the FortiGate 2.
172.
Yeah, these are the two FortiGate firewalls, and between the WAN interfaces, we are going to do this. Dot 51, correct. So here we'll type dot 51 as an IP, and dot 51 belongs to WAN. It is taken by default. And what will be my pre-shared key? Let's take capital A, small b, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so I took it as a pre-shared key. I'll say next. Policy and routing. Now here you can come, you can say what's your local interface, and subnet is taken by default. If you have an additional subnet, you can add here. What's my remote subnet? My remote subnet is 10.12.12.0/24. If you have additional, you can add here and say create. And you can say by default, everything is created here. By default, the informations given to your firewall, it automatically created all the phase 1, phase 2 parameters, route and all, everything created by default. Now, if you come to policy, inside the policy, if you go, how to communicate through a tunnel, 41 to, right, to the, you can say 41 L2L LAN port. Now you can see from 41, you have a, this is a name actually given, this is a source, this is a destination, right? So basically how the communication will happen through the tunnel, that the policy also got created by default. I don't have to do anything. So tunnel traffic policy got created. Now what's under this, you can see here. Okay, or else you can go to object and you can understand what's under the 41 L2L remote and what's under the 41 L2L local. Okay, you can understand this part. So basically they have created two rules you can understand. One is like from local to remote, like from local subnet to remote site local IP, and other site is from other site. Okay, this is like local to remote communication, and this is like remote to local communication. Okay, guys, you are getting my point, right? I mean, like from the remote site, also it can be an initiator to my local, or from my local to remote also I can communicate. So two ways communication, two policies by default got created. Are you guys understanding this, what I'm telling? Policy. So I don't have to basically create this thing. Okay, if you guys want to see what's under these things, then you can go to objects. You can see by default object also it will get created. Okay, you can come to addresses. You can see addresses created here. So can you see like 41 L2L subnet taken as a 10.11.11.0, 41 L2L remote subnet taken as a 10.12.12.0. Now did you understand the policy was created based on what? Same objects are used in the policy also, right? So communication will happen both the ways. Traffic will hit from both the ways. So you need to have a policy. This thing you have to do it manually also if you need. But currently your firewall is in which mode? Your firewall is in profile based, profile mode. So I don't have to create anything. By default, all the templates are created. I don't have to select what algorithms will be selected between the two FortiGate firewalls. It's a predefined profiles, predefined templates getting applied, everything getting created based on your certain informations. Let's do it on the FortiGate 2 also. So I'll log in here and I'll come to VPN. You can go to VPN wizard, and here I'll create 42 L2L VPN, and I'll say FortiGate is the another site. Okay, my remote IP will be .50 public IP. WAN interface, pre-shared key capital A small b 12345. Check it. Don't be overconfident. Next, my local interface is LAN, and local subnet taken here. Remote subnet is 10.11.11.0/24, and I'll create it. That's it. Everything got created here. Phase one, right? Similarly, you can go to show tunnel. You can see the tunnel information here. Is your tunnel up? Currently, it shows inactive. Okay, you can come here in the VPN IPsec tunnel. Click here. Shows inactive. We haven't initiated the connection, and after doing the configuration, give some time. Okay, and then only do the communication. So currently, guys, I don't need to create the policies. I don't need to configure anything. It's like by default templates we are using that you can capture also and see, right? Or you can see the logs that traffic is getting encrypted, right? Okay. So basically, there are CLI commands, debugging commands I have given. You can use those debugging commands to find out. You can use this diagnose commands and all. Okay. To find out whether your traffic is getting encrypted. You can see responders main mode, first message exchange. You can use all those. not an issue. You can see main mode, second message exchange, third message exchange, what happened with the authentication. All these things will be shown.
Yeah, yeah, sir. You just deleted that snapshot, right? Which was on top of it.
Yeah,
So
I'll
because of
upload.
that, I was unable to, understand it properly. If you can upload it one more
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. I'll upload it. I saw right now. It was there. Okay. Okay. So right now I'm going to initiate the connectivity, guys, between LAN. So this is like LAN PC FortiGate 1, and I'll try to ping. And you can see you have the connectivity. And this time, if you refresh, you can see your tunnel is up, connectivity is happening. One way would be to capture and see whether your traffic is being encrypted or not at port number 3. Oh, too much traffics are passing. Remove this. You guys can see first thing over here, your tunnel is up. Okay. VPN. You can see here 41 to L2, this was turned up. Okay. You can see this events getting generated here. 40 view. The main problem here, I gave it the logs itself. The rest, all the things are fine here on the FortiGate firewall. Okay. Best way you can use a debugging command before you initiate the command. Okay. Use this debugging commands which I have mentioned here. Okay. If you use that debugging commands, when troubleshooting a tunnel that does not negotiate, okay, then you can just go in a real time. You can use this debugging commands. You can say diagnose VPN IKE log filter, and you can define the destination address, a remote peer, and you can define all these parameters, and you can do the debugging and all. These are the commands that you can use. Or you can say this command, diagnose a debug application IKE1. Okay, you can use these commands. Okay, so right now we can see on both the firewalls your tunnel has come up. You can see. Here also you can see your tunnel has come up. Now, this was one of the way of doing the VPN configuration, guys. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, if you are told to configure, let's say, for example, with the specific type of parameters, like you need to configure these algorithms for the encryption, hashing, all those stuff. In that case, what would you be doing? How would you configure the specific type of algorithms between the two sites? No matter other site, it is FortiGate itself, or it's a Cisco, non-Cisco, Palo Alto, Checkpoint, anything. How would you configure it? So basically, if you have to choose anything in a custom way, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 1, phase 2, parameters, if you want to define, if you have to configure it manually, everything, then you have to first of all go to your firewall and you have to go to the settings. Now, if you change this firewall mode, your tunnel will go down. Okay. So basically, you have to come to policy based. When you go to policy based and get applied, say okay. I'm on FortiGate 2. On this firewall, when I come to a VPN section, in a VPN, when I come to IPsec tunnels, okay, leave this, come here. You can see these are the default templates that are created here. Okay, so here I'm basically going to create a new tunnel. In a new tunnel, now you can see, guys, I can configure a name here. And can you see this part? Like authentication type as a signature based or the FortiGate firewall, means pre-shared key. Can you see like phase one proposal? After that, the multiple encryptions, Diffie-Hellman groups. See the Diffie-Hellman groups here till 32 they have mentioned, and lifetime mentioned. Okay, and what's my remote address, phase two, all these parameters are given. What's my local subnet, remote subnet? See, those who have gone through Cisco side-to-side VPN configurations, for them this will not be a tough thing, because theoretically and practically you know how to fulfill phase one and phase two parameters and all, right? And you know how the connectivity has to be done. The same thing here has to be done in a graphical way. Guys, did you understand the difference between profile and policy based? Is that clear? Choose those things properly. You guys do a practicals with both the sides. Okay, I guess in document I have mentioned both. Okay, I'll check. I'll upload that document again. Okay, guys, tomorrow we'll have a last class of a FortiGate firewall. Tomorrow we'll see HA, and then we are done with the FortiGate firewall. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions. For this VPN itself, this PFS, can you give some details about this perfect, forwarding secrecy?
PFS.
The phase two, there is.
Yeah, it's in a phase two. PFS, I guess I have mentioned here. When you go to this document here, I have mentioned PFS. It's a perfect forwarding secrecy is enabled. It's a new shared secret key should be generated for use. The Diffie-Hellman key generation is carried out again using a new nonce exchange peers. Okay, read this document. Okay, you will come to know about the PFS. I've given here the information at last.
Okay. Sir, for the FortiGate, within the IPv4 policies, within the policy itself, there are two modes, right? The flow and proxy. What are the difference, or is there any
Come again? Come again?
within the policies? If you can go to the policy and objects, IP version. I mean, now the mode is totally changed, right?
Yeah. Wait, let me make it as a.
I think in the FortiGate, the other FortiGate still in normal mode, right?
This also we can change it back. Yeah, tell me.
Within F policy, if you can create a new, there is a flow based and proxy inspection mode. How it's going to affect?
Inspection mode. Okay.
I mean, how it's
Yeah, it's in a flow right now. Basically, it's with the firewall default inspection mode. Okay, in a proxy based, I didn't check actually. Okay, it would be wrong to tell you anything. Okay. Okay, in tomorrow's class, I'll give you a brief on this proxy based. What exactly would be done, more things. Okay.
Do you have any notes for the packet flow within FortiGate, like like we did in ASA class? How I mean, if I enable antivirus, web filter, all these security profiles, and if it's in a flow-based mode, how the packet's going to be, I mean, the egress and
Yeah,
ingress.
I have that document. Official document I have. Generally, I don't share that. This is official document, and it's not for sharing actually. Okay. Anyways, I'll share this document. Follow this. Whatever you need, like
Okay,
antivirus filtering, how to be done. Okay, with a lab, how it is represented, everything is given here.
that's
Okay.
great.
Okay.
Sir, one more question. In FortiGate, we have that SD-WAN feature, right?
SD-WAN, those things are in advanced things.
Not just theoretical. I mean, previously there were WAN load balancing. What
Yeah.
will be the advantage on SD-WAN, just in theoretical way? I faced this question in one of the interview,
Okay.
so I got stumped.
See, currently, what's basically a SD-WAN? First of all, understand that. In today's date, let's say if we configure IPsec site-to-site VPN, so manual configurations we do, right? In SD-WAN, it's a software defined, no matter how many sites we have. We just need to make the connectivity and we need to import the, the templates and basically create the configurations. We need to configure anything, we can do it automatically. Like it's a software defined everything. That part basically comes in a, the SD-WAN. See, SD-WAN, like if you are talking about how would it impact the load balancer part. Okay. See, load balancer is a separate part again, and SD-WAN is a separate part. Okay. See, practically, if you say, I didn't actually check with the SD-WAN part also in a FortiGate firewall.
But the thing is, what I understood, like in FortiGate we don't have that features like what in Cisco's SD-WAN solutions. Totally different, right? Here, what we have, we can create an SD-WAN interface with multiple WAN interfaces, and we can define those rules. Like if I have MPLS and ADSL connections, I can create an SD-WAN interface and I can define rule which traffic has to go through which path with that jitter percentage wise. It can automatically assign a definite path towards my SaaS application or to the DCA application. But this was even achievable in WAN load balancing, WAN interfaces load balancing previously with IPv4 rules, right? So what advantage I can have on SD-WAN? I mean, here in Cisco, we have everything in the cloud. We just
Everything we have in Cisco, lots of things you'll have like pre-created templates and all those, or you
those
can.
are here not available. I mean, that's here we are talking about SD-WAN interfaces. I mean, this is what I find. Or
Yeah, actually, I didn't go through that. Frankly telling, I didn't go through the SD-WAN part. So anything telling which is not seen, then that would be wrong. Okay,
correct.
so I would not like to comment anything right now. Okay, okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow for that class.
Okay, thank you.